What's going on, everyone? What's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? Um, it sucks that we lost, but the show must go on. We're doing our live, man. Win, lose, or draw. The Niner sickness will always come live when possible. There's a lot of things to take away from this game. There's a lot of things that went right, and there's plenty of things that did not. And we're going to talk about what didn't go so well, what the Niners need to fix up and fix up very quickly if we don't want to go down the rabbit hole even more. Before I do that, let me introduce you to my boy, the one and only El Güero. E-Man, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Well, besides the loss, man. I know everybody's kind of strung out, frustrated. We expected more, but it's one game at a time. So uh, we still got more games to go out there and win.
That's right. It is one game at a time, and even though we lost and it sucks to lose, nobody likes to lose. There's a lot of things we got to take away from this loss, man. We're not about pointing fingers about our team. We're not going to sit here and talk negative about our players, but we are going to mention things that we saw that could have been done better. We definitely played like crap. There's no arguing that. We played like crap, and we honestly did not deserve to win. Not the way we played. Jimmy looked very undecisive. He held on to the ball too long, and our defense was winded. They started off strong, but just too winded, man. So as we start, Mr. E-Man, what was your couple of takes from the game?
Third down was definitely the worst down. Like, we could not get a stop on defense. We couldn't convert the ball on third down. It seemed like anytime a player got into a rhythm, a new player came out on the field. And that shouldn't, and our receivers just seem to not be able to get any kind of separation. So it kind of really forced Jimmy. At the same token, yeah, he held onto the ball, but nobody was getting open, so that was forcing things for him to try to go where it usually resulted in a check down or something like that. But he also wasn't like it's like his eyes were set on one side of the field.
Yeah. Give me a second. Trying to get this good. Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of things that we could have done. Let me acknowledge all the fans, all the viewers on here real quick before we proceed. What's up, Robert Esclamante? How you doing? Welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast. Roger Al Hunt, what's up, brother? Kevin, what's going on? Junior Montes, Joseph, Hayden, what's going on? Christopher Dupas, welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast. Joseph, Joyce, and Eric Paz, how you doing, sir? Tim Diaz, Garcon, Nicholas, welcome to the show. Ismael Ortiz, welcome to the show. I want to make sure I don't leave nobody out. Mr. Esparza, ¿cómo estás, hermano? No Gomez, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Faith Shepard, how you doing? Danny Navarro, welcome to the show. Christian Carver, welcome to the show, brother. Russell George, welcome. Steve Sanchez, welcome. Byron Anderson, welcome to the show. We have a full house. I appreciate you guys coming to the show. I know a lot of you guys are pretty upset as much as we are. Frustrating. But you guys are ballers, man. To come on the show with us and join me and Mr. E-Man after a loss shows a lot of character for you guys as well. Before we proceed, I just want a quick question for you, E-Man. What happened to Dante Pettis?
What happened to the rest of our receivers?
Yeah, the only one that showed up was Bourne, and not even so much, but at least he showed up.
He had a couple of throws there, but then like the timing, like Jimmy threw the ball when way too late, and it usually resulted in a breakup. So So, I mean, there was a couple. I think KB was truly the only receiver that dressed out today. Trent had a couple, had a catch here or there, but nothing substantial.
Yeah,
And then Jordan Reed, he got a couple of catches, but where's this explosive offense that we were looking for as far as from our tight end play? I mean, yeah, Kittle was doubled, but then where's Reed at, or our receivers? Nobody's. Just the execution was bad.
yeah, exactly with the execution. Yeah, Dante Pettis looked like he was a ghost. He was ghost throughout the game. Uh, Kendrick Bourne caught a few plays here and there for us, but nothing out of Dante Pettis. Jordan Reed caught like you said, caught a couple of catches here and there, but nothing substantial to make in us allow us to move the chains, and no one else really stepped up. I mean, I don't know. It was a bad game from after the first quarter. It just really went downhill, and it went downhill fast. So, based on what you saw in this game, if you can, Eric, give me three key things that you would want to see change immediately if we're going to try to win next week.
Um, well, that's a tough one, man. The number one thing I would probably do is bench Dante Pettis for Richie James Jr.
Okay.
Richie's better at catching those, like the screenplay, or he's definitely quicker. Um, I still think he's a better choice. And that's saying that Ayuk isn't ready to go. We don't know the severity of his hamstring, if he is going to be a go or not. Um, and I'm hoping that we do get Ben Garland back for the next game too. But I mean, looking at it, I mean, I think it was just more or less on Jimmy, like those three-step drops, not letting the ball out when it needed to be, or trusting his receivers or players to make the play. You have to be in a position to take chances, and I don't think he did that today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, hopefully, Brandon Ayuk will be able to play next week. Don't know exactly about Debo. I don't know if he has to miss 3 more games, or if he's able to come back and play next week or not. But they definitely were missed. I can tell you one thing: Emmanuel Sanders was definitely missed in today's game because we were not able to move the ball at all through our receivers, man. We looked terrible, man. Terrible. The run game was there. Jared McKinnon looked good. He got a touchdown for us, which was nice. But yeah, the receiving core, it scares me, bro. It really does. Without Debo, and I can't really put nothing on Brandon Ayuk because he hasn't played a down for us. So it's not like I can say, well, we miss him as well. I'm hoping he can come in and do well for us. But the one that we really miss is Emmanuel Sanders and Debo today. So I can't put too much emphasis on Ayuk because he hasn't played for us. So I don't know what he's gonna do. But I gotta believe, bro, that he got to do better than Dante Pettis, right?
Pretty much any other receiver we have on our roster is better than Dante Pettis. Um, and I mean, there was all this hype and talk about Trent Taylor, and from what I've seen today, I'm not too impressed with. I wasn't too impressed with that either.
I'm sorry, with who? Oh, Trent Taylor.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with his performance either.
Yeah, he was bad. I mean, he looked rusty.
Um, Defensive wise, I mean, just some stupid penalties on our part, like the late hits. Nobody played it's like almost like we didn't play to contain Kyler Murray at all. Like we knew the pass rush wasn't going to be there. I've seen people commenting in the comments saying, "Oh, our pass rush wasn't there." Well, no, it's not. They get rid of the ball quickly. They have an elusive quarterback. The
Yeah.
pass rush is not going to be there. We have to contain them, and so I mean, the first half of the game we contained them well. It's
Yes, we did.
just
Yes, we did.
we couldn't get them off the field on third down, and I think Drake got banged up towards the end there, but he wasn't even the factor in that game. It was Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He should,
Yeah.
there's no reason a quarterback should be running for 20 yards on you every time he drops back to run.
Yeah. And I hate that part that when he slides that you can't, when the defender's halfway there. I mean, the first 15-yard penalty was granted, but the second one, bro, against I forgot who it was.
It was
It goes that number 92 guy.
Hyde.
Hyde. Yeah, that wasn't a count. I mean, that shouldn't have been a penalty, bro. He didn't really slide. He went head first, and he did try to go over him. So I'm not making excuses, but that 15-yarder should have not happened, and that didn't help much either. But you're right. Trying to contain a quarterback like Kyle Murray is the objective of this team, not really sacking them. Again, sacks are nice and they're enjoyable, but it's not about sacking the quarterback all the time. It's about putting pressure and containing, especially a mobile quarterback like Kyle Murray. You got to contain him. For the most part, they contain him, but they got winded, man. They got winded, and it showed towards the end of the fourth quarter. And our offense wasn't doing anything to help our defense get some rest. A couple of quick 3 and outs, man, does not help our defense, especially when they're defending a mobile quarterback. And then that one play to DeAndre Hopkins when they left him alone.
He was wide open.
Yeah, it's like right from the line of scrimmage, nobody was on him. Nobody was on him.
Yeah.
That was a miscue for the defense.
You leave a big zone open, then you got a veteran receiver like DeAndre Hopkins or Larry Fitzgerald, which Fitzgerald he didn't have that great of a game against us. No, because he didn't have to.
No.
But he still made some plays. I mean, but nothing like DeAndre Hopkins did. He was consistent on third down. He had a very productive game against our corners, and I mean, just the penalty. We got to clean the penalties up and clean the tackling up. Can't blow up can't let a big play blow up and go by you and then expect to make a tackle and things to be content. No, they're already in our territory marching on, and then we get them down to third down, and then we commit a stupid penalty like a holding or pass interference or late hit or something like that, and then we just make it too easy for them. So I mean, it is what it is. I think we'll be better prepared for them in the next game. It's definitely one takeaway I can take from watching all of football this week is the crowd not being involved in it. It definitely just feels like there's no emotion, like there's nothing to play for.
Yeah, they're really lifeless out there, man, and that I think they should just cut out that noise in the background, that fake crowd. That's I can assume that's a headache for the coaches and it's just I don't know, man. It's terrible, but it is what it is. Everybody had to contend with that. There was a lot of mistakes throughout the league. A lot of teams made mistakes. A lot of teams capitalized on it. But we definitely came flat. I mean, at the beginning of the game, we looked pretty sharp. That play to Mostert, where the new guy Simmons got bit on it, and we were able to score a touchdown, was a kind of a false hope of what we were going to do for the rest of the day, and we kind of shut down after that, man. So the Niners are going to go back and see the tape. They're going to see the tape. And they're going to also see the tape of the Jets. The Jets lost, and they lost pretty bad as well. So hopefully we'll have our redemption with them. But the Niners really need to clean it up, man. Jimmy Garoppolo needs to clean it up. We need to figure out what we're going to do at our wide receiver position. Do you even think about bringing anybody in if there's someone available, bro? Honestly, or do you want to see what we can do with Debo and Ayuk first before that concept is even brought into play?
I think we just got to get it healthy. Like I said, the only thing I observed at this point that we should probably do is bench Pettis and bring in Richie James. Um, and let's just hope that nothing really going on with Kittle because I
Yeah,
didn't see the caliber of play from him. I mean, yeah, he was facing double teams all game, but even taking two away to him, should have opened something else up for the other guys.
he. I can say he looked a little different, but from after the injury. But the point is, Buddha covered him pretty well, and Simmons back there. So it looks like their contingency plan was to stop Kittle, and they did that. They took Kittle away. And we had other ways to beat them, but without the receiver stepping up, obviously we were not able to do that, man. So it's frustrating, guys, having the Niners not only lose their first game, but losing to a division a rival. That's what hurts me the most. If we would have lost to the Jets, for example, and beat the Cardinals, I don't want to lose, period, but I can handle better that loss than losing to a division foe because we got to win our division. But truth be told, it's not the end of the world. We got to see how the Rams played tonight. The only team that impressed me in the West was this. I hate to say this, but the Seahawks. And me and Eric spoke about that a little bit before we came on. That Seahawks looked pretty impressive. They did play the Atlanta Falcons, which they played pretty bad too. The good thing is that if anything showed us is that offensive line of the Seahawks were not able to protect Russell that well. So hopefully, as we get better with our D line, we'll be able to penetrate. But yeah, so it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Before we go on, I want to see if any of the viewers has anything they want to say. I know they're upset as well. I know they're upset, and I know they want to vent. So if there's anything you guys want to vent or say or ask me or email a question, we'll be happy to answer to the best of our ability as long as you keep it within content. Please don't get crazy and start saying that we need to replace Jimmy Garoppolo with Nick Mullins because that's not going to fly. But if you bring us any questions that within content, we'll definitely try to answer the best of our ability. Let's see here. Danny says, we are definitely off. I didn't see a fire inside the team. I saw a fire start, but then just like the sky isn't blue right now, it went away, man. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Jimmy Garoppolo's play, regardless of the receivers he has or doesn't have? Just what he did. What's your thoughts on that, E-Man?
For the most part, he just managed a game to just try not to turn the ball over, not to, he looked more last year. He was more on the sides of perking towards being an elite quarterback when it came to going through his progressions and going to getting first down conversions. He looked very average today.
Yeah, he did, man. He looked terrible. I wasn't. Yeah, I mean, what did we do? What did we get? 1 out of 9 third downs.
Yeah, and we were 0 for 2 on fourth. Terrible. The only reason we were even fighting for that last part of the game was because they missed 3 field goals.
Yeah, they did. A very good point there, man. If it wasn't for those missed field goals, we would not even been in it the way we played, and and then not able to punch it in on fourth and goal, and then turn it over on downs, and then penalties, allowing them to gain yards on us was terrible.
Yeah,
A lot of penalties, man, too. What was your thoughts on what you saw from the center?
I didn't really see any issues outside of the center position. No. I think most of the pressure came from the left side. Um,
From the left tackle? I mean, left
yeah,
guard?
yeah, they kind of stunted and hit that left side. Yeah,
But
Chandler got in on a couple. I mean, and I don't think it was just more or less of things just breaking down, but I mean, there was one play where Juszczyk was shifted in, Kittle stayed in, Kittle stayed in the block. There was like, so it was pretty much like 6-on-6, and Juszczyk was wide open, and Jimmy just couldn't get rid of the ball. He had two guys in his face.
Sanders isn't eligible until week 5 against the. Did he get hurt?
What's up? Who
Uh,
said that?
Noah Gomez says Sanders isn't eligible until week 5 against the Dolphins. We don't have a Sanders other than Emmanuel. Are you referring
Um,
to Emmanuel Sanders with the Saints, or I'm puzzled with that? Can you please elaborate? Do we have a Sanders besides Emmanuel? No, on our
he's
roster.
he must be talking about Debo, but Debo should be good. Debo only has to miss the first 3 games. He should be eligible to return on week 4.
Now, this is the question. Because Debo got hurt, and it during the offseason, and it wasn't a football for say injury. I don't think he's actually on that list that he's eligible to. He can come back next week.
No, we placed him on
Oh, did they?
IR. Yeah, we placed him on IR, and he was on the non-football injury list, but we put him on IR. So with IR, with the new rules, you have to miss a minimum of 3 games.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they were. I guess they were trying to determine if whether they could do that or not because of the injury that he partake off season. But so they did that. Okay.
Which it must have been a little bit more serious. He must have not been as ready as a lot of people thought.
Well, that type of injury. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I mean I know that there was infection that took involved with Trent Taylor, but it was the same injury that Trent Taylor had, and I know infections took him down, kept him down, and I know every player is different, even if it's a similar injury. So hopefully it's just they're just trying not to rush him back in, and they're trying to ease him in, get some practices, under his belt before they put him onto the live fire. Do you think that Brandon might be able to play next week?
Um, like I said, it just really depends on his that hammy. I mean, he probably. I don't know if he's even practiced. So I would probably say it's probably looking better, not this week but the next week for him to come back.
Yeah, and
Usually it depends on the strain. But depending on the strain, 2 to 4 weeks maybe.
yeah, and just real quick for Benjamin Fields, says should we trade Pettis at this point? Why would a team give us anything for Pettis? I mean, if you were, is that you?
Nah,
Who is that? Oh my goodness!
that's definitely you.
No, it's not me. What is that? Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Wow. I don't know what that was. I apologize for that. That's interesting. That's something. I'm using my. I got lazy. I'm not using my DLSR camera to go live. I'm using my phone to go live. So that's why I can
That's
move.
not.
I can move my phone all the way around. Let me give all the viewers a little bit of a view of my office. Is trying to distract them from the ring. This is my office, guys. For those that haven't seen it, I got my Garoppolo, Sherman, signed Alexander. We got Patrick Willis, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. We got Debo Samuel over there. Kind of give you Taylor down there, signed. We got this bad boy right here with the rings. Sorry for the dust. Got to dust it out. Then I got these guys on the wall. Kind of give you guys a little bit of a tour. Yeah, man. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if somebody was trying to call my phone, but it didn't look like my phone was ringing. So that is interesting. So, but I apologize for that, guys. But yeah, man. So there's a lot of things we're definitely gonna clean up, and I know that Cal Shanahan will clean that up. What did you like? I mean, we talked about the things that we didn't like. What did you like from the defensive side first, and then we'll get hopefully try to find something in the offensive side. But what did you like from the defense? Did you say, you know what, even though we lost, but I like this particular situation? What is there any from you?
I mean, I think Mostert on the offense was the bright spot. With his,
I said defense.
Defense. I liked Greenlaw's opportunities, even if it was in a limited capacity. I think it's only a matter of time before he takes Juan's spot. Jimmy Ward looked good too. Those were pretty much the bright spots for me. Was Jimmy Ward and Greenlaw with his limited opportunities.
Yeah, that's a pass deflection that he did that caused the interception by Tart was that was a pretty good move. I mean, he didn't have to jump that high. I mean, the Mr. Little Midget, you know, how high can he throw? So, you know, anybody could have just jumped up and did you pay your bill, bro? Did PG&E just turn off your lights?
Oh, I didn't realize it was showing that bright whenever I had the.
But you know what? One of the things I did not realize until right now, just because I brought to my remembrance, your quality is awesome. There's no pausing in your voice. There's no robotic sounds because of the internet. So congratulations on that upgrade, bro. I just realized that, and I like it.
James said we should have played Spoon. I don't think it didn't matter what DB we played. They couldn't have matched up single with D Hop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sherman, when he did, get those opportunities to actually cover him, yes. But I mean, Emmanuel Mosley. I mean, the safety play wasn't really. We needed. It's like asking to have 12 players on the field to play. I mean, because you got to have that extra to account for Kyler Murray. I mean, yeah, I think our defense just got tired. That's simple.
Oh yeah, they got winded. Definitely got winded, man.
It don't matter how many players you got in rotation. If your offense is going 3 and out and can't move the football, then they're going to get tired. And the missed tackles, like Sherman missed a tackle, Warner missed a tackle, K1 missed a tackle. Kinlaw, he made that one tackle, then comes back and gets flattened on his ass the next play. It's like, come on. Honestly, Solomon looked better than Kinlaw. Yeah, he did. And at this point, I know a lot of people, I won't mention names like Boston Hater, doesn't really care for preseason games or practices, which that's fine. But for what I've been hearing out of camp from Kinlaw is that pretty much he can't penetrate even our third string guards, and it showed. It showed today. He went in there for a few times, but he couldn't stop the run, which he's good at, and he couldn't get to the quarterback, man. So they took him out. They played a lot of Solomon in there, and I believe
I wasn't sure, but they didn't play D4 that much, right?
He played on the left side, but I mean, you can't really bring. Like I said, when you getting torched by
Down,
D Hop and these quick passes, you can't get that pass rush in there. Honestly, why even rush four people? Rush three and play coverage.
yeah, play. Yeah, play. Yeah, play the backfield, and then yeah. I mean, they contained Kyler Murray to the best of their ability. For the most part, they did pretty good doing that. I saw Kyler Murray get frustrated at times. He threw the ball away a few times, so that was good. But Kyler Murray started to pick up momentum in the fourth quarter, and you can feel the change of the momentum, and you can feel he's getting his confidence. You can feel it. He was just the last two touchdowns, and he moved on the field like with no issues, man, and that was alarming. But again, our defense was tired. I mean, look at Bosa. Bosa was hustling out there, man. He had both hands behind his back. He was trying to get air as much as he could, man, and having the type of air quality that we had today probably didn't help much either. So, I got a feeling, brother, that we're going to get a different team come next Sunday, hopefully, and have a better outcome than we did today. The loss still hurts, especially because we lost against a division team, and we lost to Arizona too. So, but the pressure's off of going. How many games can we go undefeated? That's not going to happen in 2020. That's for sure.
Well, that, and I mean, people know that our number one target's George Kittle. So, first thing they're going to do is try to take him out of the game. So, outside of Kittle, we got to find ways to move the football down the field.
You got a train by you?
Yeah, there's a train.
Okay, I'm like, dang.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
yeah. Those things are. I have one down the road too, but they don't come right by until about like 3 a.m, which is worse. Let's see here.
There is no options of bringing in a big receiver unless it's like Taylor Gabriel or somebody else like that, and we're not going to pay for that kind of receiver.
No, and please,
I've seen
guys,
somebody say Des Bryant, and Des Bryant can't get any separation.
No, at this point, I'd rather still have Dante Pettis than Des Bryant, man. And
at least he's on the field.
yes. From that perspective, absolutely, there, Eric. Not as, and remember when I say Bryant and Pettis, I'm not talking about the Bryant that we knew. We're talking about the Bryant now. So get that perspective before you're like, what? 960? He'd rather have Pettis than him. And then if you mention AD, bro, we're going to cut this live short because he's not coming, nor should he come. We don't need him. Listen, we lost the game. We could have played better. We didn't play good. But there's no reason for alarms to go off. There's no reason to set the house on fire. We didn't lose. We're not going to lose the opportunity to make it to the playoffs. It's one game.
Yeah.
One game. Did we want to win? Of course. Would it have been better if we won? Of course. But it's one game, guys. One game. They're going to learn from their mistakes. They're going to adjust. And hopefully we can go forward and win more games based on what we learned today. And it's going to, at least the antenna of Kyle Shanahan is going to be aware that how much we need a Debo and how much we need a Ayuk, man. And I think he went in with the confidence that he can use Dante Pettis, but he found out that Dante Pettis is just not the player that we thought he would be. And you're right, he should be benched. Give Richard James an opportunity to play and see what we get out of Jimmy. What else? I mean, he can't do no worse than Dante, right? I mean, how many catches did he have? Any catches today?
I don't even know if he was targeted.
I don't think he was even open to be targeted. So besides, I'm talking about receivers. The only one that caught the ball was Bourne, right?
Bourne and Trent Taylor.
And Trent Taylor, yeah. And then that one, yeah. And then, I don't know, to go to Trent Taylor in a situation where they were trying to get a first down on fourth when we turned it over at the last time when we lost the game pretty much. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, man? Do you think they should have went to someone else?
Yeah, I would have went to Kittle on the other side of the field, but
But Kittle
at
was
least
being blocked twice. I mean, Kittle was really
well,
taken
he
out.
was he was 1-on-1 in that play. But I mean, you're gonna throw it to your smallest receiver to for a jump ball versus somebody a little bit taller. Michael, if you say anything else about benching Jimmy,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
block it.
yeah. No, no, nothing personal, Michael. I hit the, I put you on there. I didn't realize what you, yeah. So it's, yeah, it's not. Jimmy can get better. Okay, Jimmy can get better. Could he have played better today? Of course. But let's get this straight right off the bat. Jimmy is the best quarterback we have on our roster, far none.
Period.
Ain't nobody in our roster better than Jimmy. Jimmy's bad day like today is still better than a good day from Mullins. Yeah, guys, keep that garbage out. We're not gonna sit Jimmy Garoppolo for Mullins or Bethard. Okay,
Um,
please.
and no, we just need our receivers to get separation. They need to get open.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna address that.
And when he is, I mean, there were some passes that were behind him. Yeah, granted that, but I mean, they're athletes. They practice this. Yes, practice, but they practice throwing. I'm pretty sure they practice throwing the ball behind each other and behind and making and adjusting. And good players can do that. So
Denied.
That's right. So whenever if somebody says to get rid of Jimmy, I'm gonna be like,
Denied.
get out of here with that bullshit. We're not gonna bench him. Come on, man.
it's week one.
In that case, let's just bench our whole offensive line, all our running backs and our receivers, and let's just sit there and do nothing. I mean, that's ridiculous. Thomas Earl says Jimmy needs to play Jimmy football and stop second guessing himself. Now that's a valid point. I did see that he wasn't very decisive. He was second guessing himself. What do you think that was to, man?
Well, I mean, you gotta. I don't know. I don't know if it was more or less second guessing, but just I think the game was bigger than he was today. The pressure was there. He was rushed quite a bit. I mean, he's also very stiff in the pocket. He don't. There was one play where he finally took off, and I was like, "Wow, Jimmy took off and ran, and he almost got the first down. Great."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and there was opportunities that he could have done that even more. You know what I mean? But like I said, they are going to learn. They're going to watch the tape. Kyle Shanahan is a very smart coach. He's going to see what obviously did not work today, and he's going to try to make the necessary changes to make our team better. Again, the loss sucks. I hate being 0-1, especially losing against a division rival, losing against the Cardinals. But it's just one loss. Okay, we lose two more games, then we'll start panicking a little bit. I'm talking about from the get go. But one game, come on, guys, we can easily beat the Jets, Giants. The Eagles didn't look so great. They had 17 points on top of the Washington. They allowed Washington to come back with 27 unanswered points in the fourth.
Yeah.
So
Philly was the first team ever in any sport history to get beat by a football team.
I like it. Well, I tell people I tell people this too, is that they changed their name, right? And their name now is still offensive. People are like, how is it offensive? Because they call themselves a football team. That's offensive to me.
But yeah, Jimmy kind of turned into to Captain Checkdown today. And I mean, granted, the one play that wasn't a check down was actually one of the best plays that we've had all day. And yeah, he showed little faith in the receivers to make plays. But can you blame him?
Yeah, Yeah. So we're gonna get better, man. We're gonna get better. It's one loss again. I can't elaborate so much on that we lost. It sucks, man, and we'll learn from it. We'll move on. We'll come at guns blazing next week. If we play like crap against the Jets, then you know what? Then it is going to be a little bit alarming. Something to kind of look and say, man, wait a minute, what's happening? Which direction are we going? Okay, but you can't emphasize that on today's game, at least not in my opinion.
And I will say this: I think the biggest piece missing today was a playmaker, but on the defensive side of the ball, I think we were missing. I mean, Defoe was the biggest key that was missing there. So at that rate, you start to question, did we really do the right move by signing Armstead? And I still think yes. I still think we made the right move, keeping Armstead and trading DeForest.
Well, I watched that Colts game, and he wasn't very effective over there. But I know it's a new team too. But
yeah, he's got to adjust. But I mean, I still think we made the right decision.
Yes.
Financially, but as far as what we drafted, we just have to see. We can't label somebody a bust by one game or not. He's not even done with his first season yet. You know.
Are you referring to Kinlaw?
Yes.
Listen, guys. Forget about one game. You can't even do it by. I mean, you got to give a player at least, I say, 3 seasons to get a total assessment. And after the first year, you kind of get an idea what. But I've seen players play like shit the first year, and in the second year or third year they bounce back and they start playing like pros. It's too early to tell. And then if you guys are gonna label him as a bust after one game, I mean that's, you know how ridiculous that sounds. The guy's a rookie. Okay, he needs to adjust to the NFL. He needs to learn some learning curves. There was no OTAs, no preseason games. He was just thrown into the fire, so to speak. Allow the guy. I mean, if you guys got spoiled by Nick Bosa, we're not going to get Nick Bosa 2.0 and Javon Kinlaw this year. If you're putting the standards of Bosa on Kinlaw, that is so much unfair to do on Kinlaw. Kinlaw is Kinlaw. Bosa is Bosa. See them as individual players. Don't tie them together, man. If you're not, that's cool. But allow Kinlaw to develop. Allow him to learn. Allow him to develop. Give him at least this year. I say total of 3 years. Like Solomon Thomas, if you want to label him a bust, you can, based on where we drafted him to what he's doing for us. But Kinlaw, hold on your horses, man. Hold on your horses. In that case, Brandon Ayuk's a bust too, even though he hasn't played.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got hurt already. Yeah, so come on, guys. Soften your expectations a little bit with Kinlaw. Allow him to learn. I don't know what he's going to be, but what he was today is not what he's going to be. Give him an opportunity to learn, man. Give the guy. It's called having grace and mercy on the dude, man. Come on.
Then I wonder if the air out there had anything to do with anything, the way the players were handled, and because you got to start thinking about.
Didn't bother Murray.
Well, obviously not. No, but,
shit.
I mean,
what do you have? Over 100 yards?
Yeah, he had 100 yards rushing.
Shit, from a quarterback.
Yeah,
he was arguably the top rusher. Well, at least wouldn't it have been worse if he would have had 100-yard rushing and Drake would have had 100 as well. So at least we contained one over the other.
I know that they. Well, he was pretty close too, but yeah, I don't think we contained anybody.
Yeah, really.
After that second half, it was
like diarrhea coming right out.
Yeah, our players were just like, yeah, let's get this crap over with. Let's go home.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh wait, we're already home.
Yeah, they just it went down south and went south fast, man. But again,
Yeah,
there's so many things
PR.
we can learn from today's game. I did like, Eric Armstead didn't play it to par. What's his name? Number 93. God, Jones. DJ Jones didn't play really that good. The tackling was terrible. Out of all our tacklers, the best one, he wasn't even that good, but the best one was, oh my God, I'm losing names today. You got to give me a break here. 54. Help me out here.
Warner.
Warner,
Warner.
thank you. Thank you.
He
Yeah.
missed. He missed a good
Tons.
tackle too.
Yeah. Yeah. We missed a couple. Definitely got to get better in our tackling. And that will, it will happen. I mean, it was the first game without OTAs, without preseason games. It was the first game. Do you guys hear my dog bark?
Yep.
Okay.
And your bird.
You guys can hear the birds too?
I did.
Okay, hold on real quick. Can you guys in the viewers, can you guys hear my birds or my dogs in the background real quick? If you can, I'm about to kill my little dog. No, I'm not. I love her too much. But what's up, Travis? Welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast. I believe they will develop Jennings and bring him up. I don't know if we're ready for Jennings quite yet. Let's see what we have in Brandon Ayuk first. But
Yeah, they're friends.
Before we start going into the well, but he's definitely an option. But yeah, let's leave him there for a little bit longer. What's your thoughts on Trent Williams, Eric?
He was a bully, but I mean, the rest of, I don't know. It's just I was so busy being frustrated with the play from the rest of the offense that I don't think it was more or less the offense of the line. I think it was just Jimmy just taking too long. Like these 3-step drops are turning into 10-step drops. Like when the ball has to come out quick, he's just holding on to it and not getting rid of it. And that's always been a Jimmy problem. So, I mean, these are designed plays. You know where your receivers are going to be at. So half the time, if you notice with some of these elite quarterbacks, they're getting rid of the ball and expecting that and trusting the receivers are going to be where that ball's thrown. And we're not, and he's not doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has the capability of doing that. Not right now, at least.
Yeah, that's right. And you guys let me know if anything changes with the background noise. I made some adjustments on my Rode, and hopefully that will eliminate the background noise. Jason Wick says we need a number one receiver. Well, we have one in Deebo Samuel. He's just hurt right now. So unless you don't think he's the number one there, E-Man.
Who, Debo?
Yeah.
He is, but there's no timetable. Like I was almost convinced that the way he was coming back, the way he was talking about coming back and how he was feeling, that he was going to play this week. And I knew that was going to be hurtful that he didn't, but I was actually expecting Ayuk to play this week. Just so we could see what he could get. I don't know if they would have made that much of a difference in our offense because we don't know what we have. Yeah, a lot of players were rusty. There was a lot of drops. There was high thrown balls. Nobody was in sync.
Yeah, today was definitely a game to kind of just learn from. We came out flat, didn't get any better, and it's going to be a learning film for Kyle Shanahan and everyone else to try to get better. But I think Jimmy does bounce. I believe he bounces back against the Jets, and he'll have a better game against the Jets. What's your thoughts on that, Eric?
Yeah, I think it'll be a better game. I mean, sad to say, we're playing a much poorer football team, in my opinion, in the Jets. So there's going to be a lot more pressure on. I think more of the pressure will come on that offense performing versus the defense because we know that our defense can play up to par. It's just our offense tying up those loose ends. We need to get back to running the ball effectively, just sticking with a run. If something's working, then you stick with it. If it doesn't work, then you find other ways to make it work.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys: did my voice just change? Do I sound the same?
Sound about the same.
How about now? Did it change? No, you can't tell the difference.
No,
We'll have to get you some cleaning sticks for your ears, bro.
probably.
Crazy dude. Eddie Wood says Jimmy missed a lot of open targets. What targets were there to miss? I mean, he did miss, but that's the point, Travis. We didn't. Sorry, Eddie. We didn't have that many targets to throw to because the receivers was just terrible. As we started to wind this down, Niners will bounce back more focused and a stronger unit. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, Brian. They can't get no worse than today. They'll get better. They will get better. We play the Jets, and then we play the Giants. So we're gonna get a. I saw the Jets play today. They played terrible, and we're gonna get a little bit firsthand on the Giants tomorrow. So if we handle our business, learn from our mistakes today, I see us prevailing next week. But we definitely cannot play the way we play today, because if we do, oh man, are we in a lot of trouble, right, brother?
It's gonna be a lot of field goals. We gotta get into the red zone. When we get in the red zone, we have to score touchdowns and not field goals, and we just have to push the envelope.
Yeah, definitely push the envelope. I agree with you 100%. Although Robbie Gold looked good, and then that our special teams need to clean up a little bit too. That 7 points that we gave with that block punt was terrible, man. Number 27, whoever that guy is, I don't even know who he is. He was burnt.
That's saying that they took him out, but Dante Johnson. I mean, yeah, Dante. I don't know. I'm tired.
They put somebody, but they took him out, which is smart.
I think it is Dante Johnson. Some backup.
Somebody better than number 27, right?
Correct.
Jimmy missed a TD to Bourne. If he released it a bit earlier, the one where Bourne played, he did that juke and caught himself free where the ball hit the helmet of the defender and bounced off his hand.
Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, I agree with you, Travis. Jimmy was not playing the way Jimmy should play. Jimmy was hesitant. If he would have released that ball a little bit sooner, that could have been a different outcome. But we can't cry over spilled milk, unfortunately. Jimmy needs to watch film. But I agree with you, Travis. That should have been a touchdown. Jimmy dropped the ball on that. But hopefully he'll correct it. But I'm not ready to give up on Jimmy. I'll acknowledge his mistakes, but I am nowhere near trying to get rid of Jimmy for anybody else, unless you bring in Patrick Mahomes. Then bye-bye, Jimmy. Other than that, Jimmy ain't going anywhere.
Well, it's sad to say. There's only a couple of quarterbacks I would, and yeah, that's one of them, and the other one's Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I was going to say Russell Wilson, but that's a little bit too close to home right now, playing that he plays in our conference. So I went away to the AFC a little bit, but yeah, definitely those two guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Even what's his name, Lamar Jackson.
I'm not a big Lamar fan. I think his, kind of like how Cunningham was in the early of his career.
Really?
He's gonna have to learn how to step back and be a pocket passer eventually. And when he does that, he's gonna have to adjust to the game.
So you're saying the defenses are going to finally adjust to him and make him a one-dimensional, try to make him into a one-dimensional player?
Either that, or he's gonna suffer an injury.
Damn, yeah. The difference between him and Kyle Murray knows how to slide. He slides very, but then I told my wife, how hard is it to slide when you're almost at the floor anyway? You're like you're 2 inches off the floor, man. How hard is it to slide?
Or you could go to slide and tear your ACL.
Yeah.
That'd really suck.
I don't know if you guys seen that picture that was floating around of him and DeAndre Hopkins, and it's like literally like this, the two pins, right? It's like the picture's like this. I'm like, dude, this looks like a father walking his 5-year-old kid at the park. People are too much with pictures, man. But I hate to say this, guys, but Kyle Murray's only going to get better. If you guys hate Russell Wilson, get ready to start hating Kyle Murray for years to come, because that dude's going to give us a shitload of problems years to come, man. He's just too good to contain. You can try to contain him, but you can't stop him. That's the thing with he hasn't learned as well as Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has a lot of experience behind his mobility. Kyle still has a lot of youth, so inexperience, I should say. But once he starts picking up that experience, I might be wrong, and I'm probably going ahead of myself, but I think Kyle Murray might be even better than Russell when it's all said and done. But like I said, I'm a little too early for that. But
he's like a raw version of Russell, I would say. Russell even learned to kind of not take off as much as he did. So
yeah, Russell's a good pocket passer.
In the early part of him playing, he did take off a lot. So he kind of learned how to keep his eyes downfield when he does do that.
Yeah, one thing that Russell Wilson is famous for is those freaking right when you think you have him in your grasp, he'll kill you for what, a 25 yard pass.
That, and you're like, there's no way he didn't pass across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's really good at releasing it right before he crosses over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, no. So you mean to tell me because one of his legs is still behind the line of scrimmage is the pass? That's BS, but whatever. Yeah, I think they took a step in the right direction, but I don't think truly Isaiah Simmons is where stopping George Kittle came, but I think it was more with Budda Baker. But we should have our pieces back next time for the next game. So, definitely looking forward to that.
And remember, there was no film on the Cardinals this year. They didn't have film on us either. And to be told, the Cardinals were not dominating. They didn't dominate the Niners. The Niners' mistakes hurt them. Being tired on defense hurt them. So even though the Cardinals won, and it is what it is, they're 1-0, we're 0-1. Can't take that away from them, and I won't. But it wasn't like the Cardinals scared me. Oh my God, they were so dominant. Can they get better? Yeah, but they weren't dominant. In my opinion, I think we just screwed up. We didn't play our football, and I said this before. If the Niners don't play their type of football, this is pretty much the outcome you're going to get each and every week. If the Niners play this type of football, they got to play better. They got to play more sound, and they got to tackle. The tackling was crazy.
We brought ourselves up by running the ball effectively and playing tough defense, and we have to get back to that. When we start running the ball tough, and then people start expecting us to run, then we play action, and we sprint off of that. Didn't see a lot of that instead. So that's definitely I think that we're trying to veer off the identity of what our football team is actually doing. So
yeah.
We need to get back to that.
Real quick, Ismael Ortiz says, will Ayuk or Debo play next week? Ayuk, most likely, but based on what if you put the IR on Debo is not eligible to come back into week 4, right?
Week 4, yeah.
So even if he's ready to come back, he can't come back into week 4. So Samuel will be out into week 4. Ayuk is week to week. Based on how he is. So just hopefully that I would answer your question there. We're at the hour, bro, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. We wanted to come on here. It's never fun to come on and do a live when there's a loss. But win, lose or draw, the Niner faithful come on here and we'll give you a show, man. So stay tuned to tomorrow's show. Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll have the full crew, hopefully. Myself, Niner Sickness, E-Man, the Boston Hater, and Florida Mike himself, a full crew. Congrats to E-Man on getting better internet service, and I mean that sincerely, because the quality, and I know I'm a jokester, but, and I use a lot of sarcasm, but in this particular point, I'm serious. Your internet looks good. You didn't break up at all. Everybody was able to hear you clearly. So I'm looking forward to doing more shows with you, bro, like this, because you bring a lot of good points, a lot of valid points. The only bad thing about you in the past was that you broke up so much that even if you had a valid point, it was hard to understand what you were saying because you were being broken up. Now you're clear. So now if you don't make good points, I'm going to make sure I let you know. But you're good to go. So everyone for joining, all the new people they came onto the show today for the first time, welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast. We appreciate you guys here. We come on here on Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with a full crew. We come on Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with full crew, and occasionally between Tuesday and Thursday, I may come on here myself and bring you guys a live. But those are unscripted lives. What time I come on, I don't know. Whenever I'm available. So follow us on YouTube real quick before I shut it down. Follow us on YouTube. Go to YouTube, like our channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time we go live. Continue to follow us on our page on Facebook. Go to our group under NWA Niners with Attitude. We will accept you to be part of the group. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitch under Niner Sickness. And share this video. Show your support by sharing the video on your timeline and on Niner websites. Before I shut it down, is there anything you want to say to the viewers, Mr. E-Man?
Just check out my new jersey. Thanks to Niner Beto. Make sure you hit him up for any jerseys you got. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to our shows on Mondays and Fridays. Other than that, I know it's gonna be a tough week, but we'll shake back. Everybody just keep their head up. Bang bang, Niner game.
That's right, and happy birthday there, buddy. If for you guys that don't know, his birthday's coming up pretty soon. I believe by the end of this month, and that was an early birthday present. Well deserved, bro. Love and respect for you, man. I'm glad you're part of the panel. Appreciate you, brother, for everything you do. And I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate all the viewers. You guys are amazing. Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Cowboys. Get their butts kicked by the I don't like neither one of those teams. So it's like it's hard for me to say, but I hate the Cowboys more. Yeah. See, that particular I would like to have the concept of Florida Mike with soccer. A tie would be nice for those two teams. But enjoy that game. I'm going to go and watch it. Again, flush the lost, man. Flush it out. Don't let it overwhelm you. It is what it is, man. And we're going to learn from it. We're going to pick it up, and we're going to go and destroy the Jets and move forward, man. So with that said, thank you for being part of the Niner Sickness podcast. You guys are amazing. Until next time, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as we bring the full crew, and we'll bring you another show. All right, guys, good night. God bless, and we are out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.